Hello guys and welcome back. So in the last video we created our map. So we added the collider to our map so that our player can walk through the map without passing through the colliders or through the walls. And we also added some task points in our map and few more things like if we can go, we have some petrol points for our AI as well. So today we will create our UI for our task so that our player can have some tasks which will be shown on our UI, and then we will also have a mini map for the showing of our task. So let's get started. So first we will create the UI for our task showing, right? So for that we will click on create UI and we will create a canvas. So okay, so if I double click on it, you can see this is our canvas and we have this render mode and all those things. So for now we will change our canvas scalar, so it is constant pixel. That means even if we change the resolution, it should not change. So if I go to 480 into 800, okay, it is changing. So we will first change our UI scale mode. So it is now constant pixel size. We will change it to scale with screen size because we want to make sure our game runs on as many devices as possible. So our resolution is 800 into 480. So we'll just type whatever we have in our resolution and we'll set this match to height. Okay, save this thing. Then we need to create our UI for our task, right? And we'll have something here, right, in this corner itself. So we'll right click, create a UI panel, okay, and we will scale it or change its size basically, and we'll make it something like this. Okay, and then we need to change the anchors as well. So just select these white things, so this one, and just drag it here so that you arrange them at the edges of your panel. So first thing, our panel has a progress bar, right? So first we will call this task UI or task panel, just task panel, and in task panel we will have a progress bar. So UI, and then we will go for our image and let's drag it here. Okay, and let's change its source image. Let's see if we have, okay, we have a square, we'll use this square. Now the color is somewhat, I think this is the color.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying this episode. My name is Mayank Grover. I'm the founder of Outscale. I wanted to take a minute to tell you about our flagship game development program where we take students all the way from starting to job ready in 6 months. We directly partner with over 100 plus game companies where we help students directly crack into these companies by giving them the right kind of skills, both technical as well as non-technical, and getting them in front of these companies for interview processes. If you're interested in becoming a full stack game developer, please check out our website, www.outscale.com, or check the link in the description below. Now back to this episode.
Okay, if you want you can just copy this color from here. I'm just giving some random color to it, nothing specific to the game. Okay guys, and I will call this task progress holder. Okay, it will give it an outline. So click on add component, outline, and our outline will be black. It will, the alpha will be max, and let's set the effect distance to 2 and 2. Okay, now inside this progress holder we need to add one more image. So we'll call this UI image, and this will be our task progress bar. So this will be the real image which will show the progress. Then select these anchors, then holding shift and alt key, you can see if we shift and click on alt, this things changes. So click on this and select this option, so you can see it stretches throughout your parent object. Now we will just set some gap from our edges of our parent. So let's set to this one, maybe 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and let's change the color to somewhat green, this one. Okay, so let me see. Okay, as you can see here guys, you can see our task progress holder image also. Okay, let me just zoom in. You can see we have this, all the three colors are showing. So this is what we want, and we want to make this thing a progress bar, right? So for that, first we will need to add a source image. So source image will be this square image. Now you can see here we have this image type, and it is right now simple. Click on it and then select this filled type, and right now if I try to change the amount, you can see it is radial. We don't want it to be radial, so we have this fill method. We want it to be horizontal, and if I reduce this, you can see it goes from left to right. So this is what we want. Let's set it to minimum, something like this. Okay. Okay, let's do one thing guys. Select this task progress holder, select on this color picker and select this green color, and now let's make it darker. Okay, now this thing looks great, right? So now we can see the progress bar looks better. Okay, now inside this task holder we will create one more text, and this is just the text which says the task completed. I will make it align on center for both x and y axis. Then we set it to be best fit. We set the color to be white. If we have the font, let's see. Okay, we have the font. We will use this Uno font. Well, this thing doesn't look great. Let's use the Arial only, and let's change its size as well. And you can see we have these anchors here. Let's arrange these anchors to the edges. Okay, the text looks little bit big guys, so let's reduce its size. So in here we have this max size. We can select and drag it here like this down, or if you want we can just set it manually like 20. Okay, and we also need to populate some tasks here, right? So what we can do is we can create one more UI panel, and we'll call this, let's say, task holder. I think it will be a vertical layout. So basically this holder will have a vertical layout, and it will arrange all the tasks we have here. So first let's change its size. So let's make it small, and here also let's make it small like this, because here we will have one more text which will say task, right? And we will create an empty, or we will create a text object. We will align it in the center only on this x-axis, basically not on y-axis, because we want to make sure our task starts from the left side and goes to the right side. I will call this is the task text. We'll make it white. Then we will add some outline, a black outline. Let it be 1 by 1. and we need to maybe make sure the font size is bigger, so let's make it 18. Okay, 18 looks good. And so now we want to make sure our layout takes place, like layout take the control of this thing. So first we will call this test sorry, task text prefab. So we will create a prefab out of it because we want to instantiate these text objects whenever we start our game, right? Next is the layout thing. So select this task holder vertical layout and click on this add component and click on this vertical layout. So as you can see here, as soon as I added this vertical layout, this thing got arranged to the top left corner. So I want some spacing. So first of all, I will just try to duplicate. I will see. So this is how. Let me just delete a few of them. So as you can see, guys, this is how it looks. It has some gaps and all those things. So let's try to improve the look. Select this vertical layout thing. In that, let's add some padding. So from left we want like 10. Okay, 10 is, now let's set it to 5. From right 5, from top 5, and from bottom also 5. Now right now child force expand, so we don't want expand, we want to make sure we do not expand, right? And if I now duplicate, so right now it goes beyond this thing, so let's try to improve it. Okay, so if I click on this height child control size, you can see our childs are now stacked closely. If I click on increasing the count, you can see they are decreasing their height, you can see here, and because their height was too small to hold this text because of our font size, you can't no more see the text. But let's remove this. If you want, you can just set this to best fit and it will still show, but we will not going to have 10 tasks at a time, we will have maximum 5 tasks, right? So 1 2 3 4 5. So let's delete this thing. Okay, so this is how it should look in our actual game, right? Now let's delete all this thing because it's working perfectly fine. This one is looking good. We don't want our background for this thing, so I can just select untick this image so that it doesn't show. And for our task panel, so right now the background is this one, I don't like that. Let's change it to somewhat square. Okay, this looks better. And we will add one more. So before adding something, let's arrange these anchors. So select this one and drag it so that it matches to the edges of our panel, this one. We need to add a button here which will be called task, so that when we click on that button, this entire UI slides out of the scene and then slide scene, right? So click on this task panel, right click, create a button, and we will just drag it here. Let's reduce its width, or maybe what we can do is we can increase this width, but we will rotate it on z-axis by 90, and we will arrange it here like this. And let's set the color of our button image to alpha to 0, and we'll call this task hide button. So the same button will be used to unhide the task as well. And select on this text and we'll call this tasks, and we'll make the color size to color to be white. Let's set it to be best fit, or we can just increase the font size like this. This thing also looks amazing. And again we will add an outline to it, so click on this outline black outline. Okay, this looks perfectly fine. Now let me just see. Okay, first of all we need to set our anchors, so just drag our anchors like this to the edges of our button. Okay, let me see if all of the anchors are correct. So this one is correct, this one is correct, this one is correct, then this one is correct, this. Okay, here we have some issue. So our task progress holder anchors are here, we want it to be here. Now the reason we set the anchors to the edges of the whatever the UI we have is because we want to make sure that whenever the scale or the resolution of the this UI changes depending on the devices, it do not mess up our thing. It should be in the same way the way it is looking in here. Okay, cool. So next thing is we need to add some code to our task page and task service. So let's go to our task service first, and the work of our task service will be to assign random tasks to our players basically. So players will be asking for tasks, and task service will randomly select any task for them and will assign it to them. So we first create a new method which returns list of our task bases, and we call it get task, and the method takes a bool is player as a parameter. Inside method we create a list of task base and we call it new task, and we then initialize it. After that we create another list of task info and we call it task info, and then we again initialize it. So the task info is used to store the task data which we will be populated on our UI. We then need 4 tasks, so we create a for loop and it will loop 4 times. Then we create an int random number and we select a random number between 0 and total task available in the array. After getting a random number, we have a while loop where we check if the new task already contains the new selected task, and we check whether it is true or false. So if this thing is true, then we have to again select a random number. So we write random number is equal to random.range and we go from 0 till task array dot length. Then we add our newly selected task in our new task list. Then we check if is player is true. If it is true, then inside the if condition we go to our task array and we go to the task which is at random number index, and we call a method called activate task. Now this method is not yet added, but we will add it soon. After we have activated the task, we go to our task info list and we add our new task info to it. So we add task array and we go to the task at random index and we get the task info of it. And once everything is done, we return our new task list. Okay, so here we are creating two lists. One is for our task base and one is for our task info. So task info is basically used for our UI thing. So we have to show the text whatever our task has on our UI, right? So what we will do is we create a for loop, and currently we need only 4 tasks, and here we are getting a random number between our 0 and our task length, and here we check if our this new task list already contains the task at this random number. We again create a new random number, and this while loop continues till we get something different from our task list, right? And then if we get something different, we add the new task to our new task, right? And here we are checking if it is our player, then we go to our new task, then select the random number. Basically we are going to the task base and we are calling this active task method. So currently we have not added this method, but we will add it, and then we will add the task info of that task base to our task info list, and then we return the new task to whoever is calling this method. So first let's add this activate task method to our task base. Here we first create a public void activate task method which activates the objects of this game object. In this method we call our highlight game object dot set active to true. Then we call our info icon and we set active to true. We also need a collider, but currently we don't have a reference to our collider. So for that, and at the top we will create a serialized variable of collider2D and we will call this object collider. Then in our awake method, what we will do, we will get our object collider, which will be equal to get component collider 2D. Okay. Then in our activate task, we enable our object collider and we set it to true. Then we create a new public void task complete method. So you can just copy the above 3 lines here because they will be same. We deactivate our object collider. Then we create a public task info and we call it task info. So it will be a getter for our task info. Then we also create a public game object highlight and we again make it a getter which gets our highlight. And then we also create one more getter for our info icon game object. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.